Hello, I'd like to speak with you today in regards to the importance of alone time for mental health. This information is coming from verywellmind.com, written by Kendra Cherry, and medically reviewed by Stephen Gant. So people tend to be social creatures, um, and it's shown that social connections are vital for both emotional and physical well-being. However, alone time also plays a pivotal role in mental health. Being around other people comes with rewards, and also it can create some stress. So, while we are going to kind of focus more on the importance of alone time, it's important to recognize that balancing work life boundaries um, can sometimes be a struggle. So, why is alone time important? So, some of these reasons can include social energy, creativity, and personal exploration. We're going to start off with personal exploration. So, becoming comfortable in your own company can give you the time and the freedom to truly explore your own passions without interference. It can be a great way to try new things, as well as self-expression. So giving yourself alone time means that you can explore the things that you're kind of wanting to get reintroduced to, or exploring new possibilities without the pressures and judgment of others that they may impose. So instead of worrying about the needs, interests, and opinions that others may have, alone time allows you to focus on yourself. We're going to segue into creativity. Alone time is an opportunity to let your mind wander and strengthen your creativity without the need to care for and interact with people. You can ignore outside interference and focus inward. Also, now we're going to talk a bit about social energy. Living alone seems to be seen in a negative light. However, though, it has been found that individuals who live alone may actually um, may live a richer social life and more social energy than individuals who cohabitate with others. So the reason or reasons being alone isn't always easy. It could be a lack of experience of being alone. Some individuals just may not be used to being by themselves, because they are so accustomed to being around others. They may suddenly feel absence of social stimulation, and that can lead them to feeling detached or disconnected. Also, social stigma. So, stigma about being alone can also play a role in shaping how a person may feel about solitude. For those individuals that have been exposed to negative attitudes towards being alone, or even being seen, as a form of antisocial behavior or social rejection, solitude can seem like a painful form of punishment, and it may not very well be. Distressing thoughts and feelings. In other cases, being alone and focusing inward can be difficult or even painful. People may find themselves introspection distressing, or finding themselves ruminating and worrying. So, what we want to kind of focus on, it is important to know the aspects of your personality as well as your individual preferences can play a role in determining how much alone time you need and how beneficial it can possibly be. No matter what personality type you may be, there may be times that you can benefit from some quality time to yourself. So we want to kind of focus between or have the distinction between aloneness and loneliness. So there is evidence showing that loneliness can have some severe health consequences, right? And though it's important to remember that being alone doesn't equal loneliness. Whereas loneliness is marked by negative feelings associated with isolation, Alone time involves finding freedom, inspiration, and rejuvenation in solitude. So here are some signs that you may benefit from some alone time. It's not always easy to recognize the signs that you may need some time away from other people. Here are some signs that include feeling short-tempered, feeling overwhelmed or overstimulated, getting easily irritated by something minor, losing interest in things with other people, getting anxious about spending time with other individuals, and having trouble concentrating. The good news is that even if you're finding yourself struggling with any of these signs, a little alone time can have significant restorative, effect. So, how to spend time alone? If you're kind of thinking of spending some time alone, it's important to do so in a way that are beneficial to your mental, emotional well-being. Being alone is the most beneficial when it is voluntary. It's also important that you feel like you can return to your social world whenever you choose to. So, turn social media off. Work on eliminating distractions, particularly ones that invite social comparisons. Plan something. Not every person is comfortable spending time alone, so you may want to find it helpful to plan out what you want to do. This may involve exploring a hobby, relaxation time, or reading a book. Pick a time. Figure out when you would like to spend time alone. Plan the time into your schedule and make sure that other people know that they should not interrupt you during that time. Take a walk if you're able to. If you're feeling cooped up and stifled from too much social interaction, spending a little time outdoors by yourself enjoying the change in scenery can be a restorative effect. Each person has differing needs in solitude and social time. So try striking a balance between the two that works for your unique needs. Some individuals may need just a couple of minutes every now and again to reset like a bad mood, while others may require more extensive stretches of alone time. Create space to be alone. Finding time to be alone isn't always easy. So those around you may have differing social needs and may not need or understand your need for solitude. So some steps that you can take to ensure that you are getting the time that you need. Be clear. Tell the people around you, whether they're your roommates, family members, friends, your partner, that you need alone time. Be specific, letting people know what that means. For example, you may say that you need a certain amount of time for uninterrupted time to read a book, listen to music, watch a television show. Returning the favor. If people are willing to take the steps to ensure that you get some alone time, it is important for you to show them the same consideration. Offer to take on some new responsibilities while they have some space to themselves as well. And being flexible. If you're trying to find some time for yourself when you don't live alone or you're living in close quarters with other people, it'll probably be beneficial to be flexible and look at the opportunities to carve that time out for yourself. Try waking up early to enjoy some peaceful time to yourself before others start to wake up in the home. If that is not an option, doing things like going out for a walk or having a family member watch if you have children, or to take the household duties or take over the household duties while you take a break can be helpful. So, developing a mindful or having the mindful mindset. So, what the takeaway from that is, you want to reassess how you look at spending time alone, and that can play an important role in monitoring the potential negative effects of loneliness. So the takeaway, while being alone sometimes gets mistaken for lonely, it is clear that having time to yourself now and then is important for mental health and well-being. If you thought of spending time by yourself makes you feel bored or uncomfortable, try starting a small or carving a small chunk of alone time that allows you to focus on a specific task. If you're finding yourself struggling with this, I would definitely say find the assistance of a mental health provider so that they can support you through identifying what does work, identifying the barriers to that, and then implementing some coping skills. So I hope this information was of assistance for you today, and I hope you enjoy the remainder of your day.